Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Commentary Zone. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend. Half of the year is gone, and we are still watching this mess. All right, so this is on the docket. We have The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 9, Calamity Jayne. I hated
Oof.
this episode. This made me
They
mad.
this was oof. It was. I'm not gonna lie. This was an episode that kept me paying attention.
It,
Cause
it, it was a good episode because of how much I hated it. If that makes sense. And the thing, I think they're going to be stretching out this mess with Garcelle and Erica. And I'm like, I want, she's got her back up now. Do something.
I mean, but she kind of.
She's
I'm
playing it classy.
Yeah, but you could see it simmering though.
Mm-hmm. But
And
I don't want her to simmer for too long because then the pot just run over, just boil over. So
right, and I get that's the thing with minorities and predominantly Caucasian spaces. It's and to a degree I understand because when we move in certain spaces that are predominantly Caucasian, you're expected to act a certain way and keep certain things in. And I understand what she's going through a little bit, but luckily who I work for is pretty diverse. But before, you know, I used to work in predominantly Caucasian spaces, but I understood the game, but I also let people know who they were dealing with. And you can let people know who they're dealing with in a professional way. And I think Garcelle's finally getting to that point, like, you know what? I'm gonna let you know who you're dealing with. So when you go off on someone professionally, they can't say nothing to you.
see, here's how I took it. Based on where I'm from, she probably knew that Crystal went and spoke to Erica. And even if she didn't, Erica's the one who did something wrong. So she should be the one who brings this up first and comes to her and says, I apologize. I should not have screamed and cussed at your minor child. I should not have made him feel violated. I'm so glad that he said that because it's bringing back up Crystal's violation. And I'm rethinking her use of the words because a 14-year-old used it. So I'm rethinking myself. I'm course correcting, but I would be waiting for you to say something to me. I'm going to give you that opportunity to say something to me, to bring it up. Be a woman, because you was woman enough to do that to both of my kids. But I'm going to let the one that's past majority handle himself.
Right.
I'm going to be watching, but I'm going to let him handle himself. But the minor one that's still under my jurisdiction, I'm going to need you to come to me as a woman and as a mother and say the apology that I'm expecting.
Right. And Kelly all day says, let's be honest, if Erica said that to any of our children, we physically mess her up. That's the thing. Like, Garcelle's in her professional space, so she can't really do that. But when she stormed back, I'm like, I've seen that before. I'm like, oof. But you could see she was pissed, but she was collecting herself as she was walking. And I'm like, okay, this is good. Because you could see it, and she was firm, and she's like, you're not gonna speak to my child that way. But oof, I recognize all those signs because I've seen it in my mother when someone would say
toned
something
it down because she remembered that she was at work, and I think she was never that drunk to begin with, but that kind of took the wind out of her sails and instantly sobered her up if she was a little tipsy. And like, you could tell she was ready to go home because like the back of her, the zip on the back of her dress was already coming down. Like, she was ready to go. And then this happened. Ugh.
I've just seen that look before, and I'd be like, please, you at work, girl. Like, keep it together. And that's the thing. That's what saves some of these women. Like, y'all lucky y'all at work.
No,
Because you can
they're
keep
lucky that she remembered that she was at work. Because
right,
a lot of times people forget and they don't care. But she's always thinking ahead for that check because
always
she got the beach house to build.
right. She got renovations. She do. And somebody mentioned that on Twitter too. Like, well,
What?
Garcelle should have done this and that. They're like, she's got children. I think someone put it loosely, like she got children, their college educations, and the whole beach house to look to take care of. She's not messing that up.
Jesus. Yeah, so here's a quick, I'm gonna try to make this quick. A quick recap of what happened in this bullshit episode. It's the final part of Garcelle's birthday party, and basically a supposed drunk, lit Erica is verbally accosting two of her three children. Irritating. Let's see. Garcelle, we see Garcelle at the reel, and she's talking about her birthday party and basically saying, what happened. And that Erica needs to figure out her meds and her cocktails. Crystal takes Dorit to a self-defense class, and I could really care less. Kyle and Sutton have dinner, and Kyle making excuses, pretending that she's apologizing, and I felt like Sutton was staying on her neck. I forgot the first part. That first part where Sutton and Diana and Kyle were together talking, we got to talk about the physical accostation, if that's a word, of Sutton by Kyle. I didn't like that at all. Next, we see Kyle in her kitchen pretending to cook Thanksgiving dinner with the dog lurking nearby. Nasty. Crystal and Garcelle are with their kids on Thanksgiving Day serving meals at the LA Mission. That was really nice. And then we saw some of the other ladies at Thanksgiving. Next, we see Lisa and Diana talking about the birthday party, and Diana suddenly has selective memory of what happened to her and Sutton. Kyle and Mauricio invite Dorit and PK over. And again, we have another one of these stupid scenes with these two couples that I cannot stand, and the hypocrisy. I want Kyle, Mauricio, PK, and Dorit gone just because of this scene. Next, we see Sutton getting ready for an event that she's throwing at her renovated house. It's kind of like a housewarming. Cherie goes over to Garcelle's house, and Garcelle giving her the lowdown on what happened. Cherie is the backup. She is taking out her earrings, and she is ready to set a bitch straight. Erica is on the way over to Sutton house, and she's worried about the Haitian mom that she offended. And we see a little scene where Crystal is telling her, girl, you fucked up. You fucked up. No excuses. And then we see Sutton's event, and it's in the mud. Lisa Rinna basically tries to call out Sutton for being passive aggressive. I don't agree she was passive aggressive. I feel she was full fucking aggressive with Diana, because Diana was full fucking an asshole.
Right.
And irritated the shit out of me. Oh, this episode made me so angry. It was good, but because it made me angry.
There's only a couple key points I want to hit on, because like you said, there wasn't much to this, but I did like it. I want to touch on the fact that Kyle sat up there and said, like, I think you lied about your miscarriages.
Because she didn't know.
I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, excuse you? And then when I watched it, I was like, did you really just say that?
She did. She came all out of her fucking face and said that.
I was like, wow.
If they happen.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then when she was apologizing to Sutton, she's like, I didn't mean that. I didn't think you had the miscarriages. I hope you know that. I'm like, can you roll back the footage to the previous night when you said if they happen? You sat
Mm-hmm.
there and called bullshit after this woman said she had miscarriages. That's what you said. The timing was convenient. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
are you serious?
And let's talk about, because you and I briefly touched on this before we came on, the amount of times that she physically placed hands on Sutton during that conversation was aggravating to me. And she left marks on Sutton's shoulder. How are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Right.
This, like, I feel like during that apology that Kyle, to me, that wasn't even an apology.
That
That
wasn't
was
an
an
apology.
excuse. That was just excuses upon excuses. And that's why Sutton was making it hard for you to get your words out, because she was keeping her foot on your neck. She values your relationship more than you do. You see her as a means to an end to a paycheck, which I hope is soon coming to an end.
Yeah, I was
Child.
in here like, you're a mom and you're a woman. Like, are you serious? I'm like, no, because in my mind, like, there's no reason for Sutton to lie, because you can't lie about miscarriages, and you cannot lie. It's something you don't lie about, and because that would get you hurt in everywhere. You don't do that. So I do. The timing is, you could say it was suspicious, but Sutton was trying to relate to Diana in that moment. So Kyle, this is another thing. Kyle, stay out people's conversations, and I'm glad Sutton pointed that out. She's like, you came in halfway. You did not
Mm-hmm.
know what you were stepping into, and I'm like,
Yep.
thank you for pointing that out.
Mm-hmm. You see what Kelly all day is saying? This is twice that Kyle has put her hands on people. Remember Brandy? But Brandy pushed her back.
Yep.
Brandy pushed her back. Sutton's not the same way. Sutton will bring receipts, but she's not going to lift her paws.
But
So Kyle, I feel like Kyle learned from the Brandy incident, and she is now only doing this mess with people who will not retaliate. Because
right,
I don't see her doing that with Erica.
right. And Kyra
So,
says Sutton was making sure. Oops.
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Kyra said Sutton was making sure Vile to make sure she was making sure Kyle understood what she said. Like, yep, yep, make it sure.
Yeah, because she did the same thing with Crystal when they was in Mexico.
Right. And DSJ says
Erica said,
Erica's a true life docu series when your sugar daddy stops paying. She's a mess these days.
I don't even think like I feel like all of these things that Erica is doing that are so infuriating to me are very calculated, because she wants to deflect from what's, like, she don't want to repeat of last year.
Right.
So she's doing all of these stupid things, like pretending to get drunk, pretending to mix medicine and alcohol, saying all these weird things, going after people's children, going after married men. Well, I think that might be for real, but the
Right.
one in
Right.
particular, Oliver, I think these are deflections so people can come at her for this and not. So what about Tom and Pasadena?
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. Normally I would agree with you 100%, but I'm going to add this context, and to me this is very
Mm-hmm.
important. Before the season started, there was a little tip between Lisa and Erica, if I recall, and one of the things that Lisa said was, Eric, you can have your alcohol or you can have your meds. You can't do both. And that was pre-season. I'm like, mm.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't
So
she say that during the season though?
no, this was on Instagram.
It was on Instagram.
It was on
Oh.
Instagram, and it kind of that caught my eye. I'm like, is there trouble in the Fox Five? Is there something going on that we need to know about? And when she said that, I was like, oh, let me watch out for that. So without that piece of context, I will be with you 100%, but I'm gonna give this about 15%, 15% validity. Now, do I think she's drinking? Yes. We know she's taking pills. She said so. She's on medication.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see it happening, but I'm not gonna give her a pass on it though. Get that,
Oh.
like Garcelle said, get that right.
Well, Kelly all day. She said that she saw the marks that Kyle left on Sutton's shoulder too.
Mm-hmm.
Those look like fingerprint marks
Right.
on her. Kyle's messy trunk. Um. Okay. Okay, that makes me suspicious.
What other
Hmm.
things stuck out to you?
Okay,
I only
so
have one or more.
go ahead. You do yours.
I mean, the only other point I had was the whole conversation where I loved it. Like Kyle jumped in. And basically, Garcelle wanted nobody talking to you. This was between me and Erica. I'm like, love that. And then, Kyle kept talking, and
Mm-hmm.
Cherie had to step in. And was like, basically, this is a conversation between these two.
Mm-hmm.
Mind your business. At this point, you need to stay neutral. And the look on Lisa's face, Dorit's face, they did not know what to do. They had
Let me
no
tell
clue
you,
what to do.
Cherie is bringing a different skill set to this crew. After
Mm-hmm.
she divorced Will Smith, she was married to Pastor Fletcher. She was a first lady. She gonna bring these bitches in line and in the nicest way possible and say amen at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I
With the
don't think they're
hallelujah.
ready for her. Uh-huh.
They not. Like, did you see Lisa? She looked side to side. Dorit just went sipping on wherever she was sipping on. Eric Kane
Mm-hmm.
said, and Kyle was there. Kyle looked so stupid out there on the island by herself.
Kyle's not a very intelligent person. Let's
No.
just call a thing a thing. And they're underestimating the intelligence of these ladies of color.
Yeah.
They really are. And basically they underestimate people of color, period.
That's true.
Period. Either they underestimate us or they ignore us. And it's sickening. It's sickening.
And I saw
Um,
Sutton. The way Sutton was sitting struck me as
mhm,
well. Sutton had that look like, I'm here if you need me, but y'all got this.
mhm, mhm.
Sutton was people were like trying to say, well, Sutton won't go say nothing, thank God for Cherie. And they was like, no, Sutton was sitting already.
Sutton been rolling for a fight this whole season. She is
Right.
out of her divorce drama, and she been ready for a fight the whole season. You heard what
Right.
she said. Nobody's gonna come after my friend. She said that a few episodes ago.
Right.
But now they got additional people on the team since they can't
Right.
rely on Crystal. You know what? Crystal
Right.
can take care of the kids because that's
Hold
the
on.
only thing she did well.
Crystal. I was like, I like Crystal this episode. Why
I
is that?
don't.
And here's the thing. And I was like, why do I like Crystal this episode? Oh, because she really wasn't there. She didn't say nothing.
The
It was
only
perfect.
reason why I tolerated Crystal was when she hustled Jax
Right.
away from there and said, don't pay any attention to that. Don't listen to that.
Right.
And then when she had to actually tell Erica, your dumbass was wrong for doing that to a 14-year-old kid.
Right.
I gave her a slight pass, but I'm still done with her. I can't deal with people that I'm always questioning whose side you on, boo.
Right.
With Sutton, I don't got to question whose side she on. She
It
on
was
Garcelle's side and her financial advisor side.
right. Exactly. Exactly. And
Okay.
Dorit, y'all need to keep an eye on Dorit. Because she's not fully on y'all team, Kyle. And people were saying that on Twitter and on Instagram. They're like, no, we're not gonna put Dorit in that crew yet because she has redeeming qualities and she's not really joining in on the BS. But I'm gonna call Dorit out on this BS though. How dare you sit in your confessional and say that was appalling, Erica was did wrong, this and that, right? I'm like, which she was correct to say. But for you to sit up there at that with PK and Mauricio and Kyle, and so like, I would give her like, she was like drunk, and so I can give her a major pass on that because it wasn't like my child. I'm called bullshit on that. I mean, you a flip flopper, and while you not with the Fox 5 in full, I don't trust you because you won't say in your confessional to their face, and that's a problem for me.
Because she should have said something right there. All she said
On
was she
spot, on the
waited
spot.
for the young man to be escorted away by Crystal and say he was just getting flowers for his mama.
Oh,
Like, open your fucking mouth when your friend is there being dead ass wrong to a minor. For real?
Kyra said Dorit is on their team. She just not made. Oh, she's a henchman. Got you.
She is covering her ass trying to get another season. That's what she's doing. Okay. But she's on their team. She's on Erica Dem team because she thinks that's the winning team. That's like Kyle will save her job. She has just taken the place of Teddy, the most annoying person on this show that nobody don't like and is struggling to save their job via Kyle.
And managed to get 3 seasons too. 3. I still understand how she got 3 seasons.
Wait, we saw Teddy on this episode. Why we keep on bringing back like she's like a cockroach.
Here's the thing, and they were talking about this on Twitter too. And we're trying to figure out how did Teddy manage to get 3 seasons, and Joyce and Carlton only got 1. They was going in. They was going in on Diana. They was going in on Kyle. It was, oof.
And it's all valid. It's all valid. That scene with the 2 couples, Mauricio and Kyle, PK and Dorit, I found totally revolting. Kyle saying that she didn't hear, like what she said on social media. I didn't hear about this until the next day. And I was making a joke about my drunken friend. You're a liar because you were right there when he was telling his mom that he was violated and that Erica told him what she said. You were right there next to that kid. You heard it. And then you came on in your scene and you said, isn't it refreshing to see Erica in this space or whatever? And then your fucking high ass husband gonna sit there and say, he loves it. What adult loves another adult cursing out a child?
Yeah, ridiculous.
It makes no sense. And Dorit, I agree with you. Her saying, as long as it's not my kid, what makes your kid better than Jack's? Okay. And then PK, he giving who a pass what? Shut all the way up.
Right.
It's just weird. It's just weird why they keep on showing these 2 couples together, saying problematic things. This is 2 seasons in a row. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think Kyle saying, what did she say earlier in the season? She's not sure about next season. I wonder if they gave her the hint that she might not be coming back.
Right.
Lisa, she was marginalized in this episode, meaning there was limited camera time with her. Last week, there was none with her. This show, I don't miss her.
No. And I understand what she's going through. I sympathize, but Lois cannot be her only storyline. I'm just saying. And we love Lois more. We love Lois more than we love Lisa Rinna. Let's put it that way.
I'm pretty much over the Dorit thing.
Yeah, been over it. Like I said at the beginning of the season, I'm gonna give Dorit a good 3 episodes to work this through, and then I'm gonna be over it. And it's been episode 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I don't need to hear no more about it. We on episode 9. Yes, time to go.
Do you notice that at every group event, it's either Lisa or Kyle that makes sure to ask Dorit, how are you getting over the robbery?
Right.
And what was the bullshit that she said this time? Oh, I'm scared to drive. And Cherie leaned over and said, and how does that relate to what? Or was it Garcelle who said that? One of the 2 of them, they had to ask the question. You got robbed in your house, in your bedroom, and you're afraid to drive. I wanted to know how it related to be
Right.
quite honest, because that was a good one. And
Mm.
oh, James Caan passed away.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
How sad. Oh, rest in peace. I Child. I will say though, the event at Sutton's house, her new house, even though it's not finished, it's almost done.
Mm-hmm.
It looks amazing. Um, it looks like it should be down south, to be quite honest. I would like to see the whole layout, like an aerial view and
Right.
how it's configured, because the front entryway kind of doesn't make sense to me. So I'm wondering if it's in a V shape or
Right.
something.
We need like a whole panoramic view
Yeah, I would like
so
to
we
see
can
the
see
layout
it.
of the property too. Her putting these women in the mud made total sense to me, because they, at this point, it's like a bunch of pigs in the mud at this point. Um, I love it. She brought down flip flops from her closet and fur coats from the vault to give to these ladies so that she can have this outdoor event. I wouldn't give a fuck about Lisa Rinna's ugly ass shoes. Um, Whatever. I'm just not feeling it for half of this cast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Wait, hold on. Hi, Ava. Hi, everybody in the chat. You guys are going off today. Thank you so much. Dor, it is the MVP being broke like us and flossing on TV. I hope she ain't Erica Jane part 2. Oh my God. Kyle is super messy for no reason. What part of Southern hospitality was that meal Sutton served? All I saw was garnish and drinks. Well, we probably didn't get to see the rest of it.
Right.
Shay says, if I see Dorit cry one more time about that insurance fraud break-in, I'm going to lose my mind. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
um, Lisa complaining when she barely hosts an event. Lisa was scared about those shoes because she was going to return them. Oh,
Oops. Oops.
Child, I don't know. Like,
This was all I had for this episode. This is all I had. I think we covered everything. We hit the key
wait,
points.
I do
So
appreciate when Cherie and Garcelle got together and she was like, let me take out my earrings. I loved it. I loved it. I don't know. No, it's okay, Shay. Everything on this show is allegedly anyway. We're just like talking about what we see. It's not a biggie.
nope.
I just I like the episode because it got me angry. If
It
that
made you
makes
feel.
sense.
It made you feel something.
Yeah, it gave me a reaction. But it also made me feel, like I was telling you earlier, that they're going to drag out this mess
Right.
between Erica and Garcelle. I want
Mm-hmm.
Erica for once to do the right thing. I
Right.
want
Exactly.
Erica to do the right thing and be a woman and apologize for what she did to both Oliver and Jax, because that nasty ass comment, tell your baby mama to hit me up in my DMs so we could have a three-way. What the fuck you think he got a baby mama for? You heard he was married. I don't know, y'all. That was it for me. That was it. I want Erica. I want Dorit. I want Kyle and Crystal Fired and Diana.
Yeah.
Diana for her fucking selective memory. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Oh, and I will agree with Garcelle. If if one of your guests is not attending your event and they don't tell you as the host that they're not attending, that's rude.
Right.
Oh my God. Ava, she looked cute for her birthday.
Exactly.
She looked cute. Val is working overtime for Mauricio to be Diana's broker. Diana isn't going to deal with him as her broker. She's selling $87 million Malibu properties. I wonder why she came on this show, because it's not really working out for her.
No, it's not.
Oh, Kelly O'Day. Hold on. Erica could apologize, but it won't mean anything. There are some things one cannot apologize for, but you at least have to make the attempt.
Right.
This concerns a minor child. Sorry. She was verbally assaulting that child. That's not okay.
Not at all.
You know?
I think this episode is good. Like there was only a couple key points and we hit them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interested to see next week how this progresses, and I'm hoping this is over soon.
Hold on, wait, what? Hold on. Kyra says, no passes. I saw Crystal and Diana's comments on the I help you people post. Oh, what did Crystal say? Because I only saw what Diana said. P.S. Crystal wasn't lying. I didn't see Crystal's comment. What did she say? Because I saw what she said on Watch What Happens Live, that there really is something. I can't with these people. Yes, Ryan, you have a point. Erica acted like Jax being 16 instead of 14 would have made a difference in how she should have spoken to him. A 16-year-old is still a minor. 16-year-old still a minor. And that's somebody else's kid. Y'all at fucking work. By the way, this is not work for us. We just here shooting the shit.
Pretty much.
But like, I don't have kids, but I got enough common sense that I'm not going to curse at one of my friends' kids.
Right.
Whether they're 14 or 30. I'm not going to do that. Like, where were you raised? Such a gutter
Actually,
snipe.
I'm not going to even speak to my friends' kids, to be honest.
Oh, I do. It's just polite.
No, you speak to them the first time, but within the context of a dinner, I'm not going to deal with you. If I feel like you're in an inappropriate spit, I'm going to get your parent to come get you. It's just the way I grew up. The way I grew up is you don't speak out of line to other people's children.
I'm not saying speak out of line to other people's children, but you can say something corrective. I don't think this is the time or place for you to be interjecting. Can we get your parents?
Yeah, where I'm from, you don't even say that.
Wait.
You go get the parent.
You know what else? Hold on. In Caribbean, everybody is your mother or whatever. Yeah,
right.
it's just a little different.
My friend said that.
Like, yeah, it's a little different in the Caribbean. It's very communal.
Yeah.
Everybody tells on you. Everybody can tell you something.
Yeah, they
can't call, but they can say something to you. As long as it's not out of line, they can say something. Well, sometimes I'll have some curse words in it, but it's usually like, get your ass out of here, or something like that, like that. But remember Denise's party where she had the diamond ice sculpture and the kids were at the other table?
Right.
Wasn't Erica and them talking about penises?
Yeah,
or something?
And Denise didn't like it. She's out there right there. They're in earshot.
And she said something about they're all doing it too?
Right.
So is this how she raised her son?
You never know.
Interesting. Okay, Sutton makes age because she. Oh! Kyra is in on Kyle. My God, Sutton makes Vile itch because she's at a financial level Vile wants but doesn't deserve, almost like how she treats Kim. Well, you know what? If Vile stopped buying every basic Birkin that she could get her hand on, then maybe she would, have some spare money to do a real investment in.
And stop with these faux businesses with Shahida.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, he wasn't even speaking to them. His mom sent him to get the flowers, and he was helping Crystal get the flower. Because Crystal asked Garcelle, "Do you want your flowers?" And she sent Jax to get them.
Right.
He just entered space.
Right.
Ooh. Oh, Kelly agrees with Kyra. Denise's daughter is an OnlyFans now. Yes, and both parents are agreeing with that. She's also the one that didn't want to finish high school.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah, Kyra, them faux businesses.
She's 18 now, so she's of age. She can do what she wants, and I would have loved to see her finish high school.
But here's the thing, though. It would be hypocritical for Denise to say anything given her past and their dad being Charlie Sheen. I mean, what can you say? Like, I mean, OnlyFans is like tame compared to what they was involved. So,
True. And maybe they've just come to realize, well, look, this is the only way our child's ever going to make a living. At least she'll pay taxes.
Right.
Rena's lip kits faux business too. Oh, really? I thought it had a website. Does her website work?
I think she's selling on Amazon. She has Rena Beauty. Hold on. Yeah, she has Rena Beauty.
Oh.
She has Rena Beauty.
She's saying that she's not a liar. Well, okay, girl. Go ahead, Crystal. Anywho. Well, that's the shit, y'all.
Yep.
I ain't got nothing more. Jamal.
Me neither. Just keep your eye on Twitter and Instagram, because they flying off the handle on especially on Twitter.
Jesus. Twitter's a mess. Sometimes it could take over. Anywho, guys, this is our Housewives Thursday. Atlanta took the holiday weekend off. And so we have at the top of the hour, Dubai. Yes. Come and join us to celebrate Ayan's 40th, 35th, 17th, and 12th birthday.
Right.
Respectively.
And Gwen, before we go, Gwen says hi.
Hi, Gwen. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the live chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the thumbs up. Can't wait to see the replay crew for the comments on this particular episode. I think it's brought up a lot of emotions for a lot of people.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like Kyle, oof.
Kyle, yeah, she showed out herself. And I'm going to try to find the mark on Sutton's shoulder. I'm going to try to find that for you during our break time. All right. So, guys, join us back here at the top of the hour. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we're good.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
Of course.
Bye.